Welcome to a very professional and well thought out stream. I am your host. I am your professional. I am well thought out. My name is Jenna. I'm going to be GMing for you today. And we are down 2 people today. One is planned, one is a little unplanned. Emily had kind of an emergency situation with her dog, and obviously that comes before playing literally a game. So she is not going to be joining us this time, but she's going to be back next time. And Cher is not with us because we don't know if Baka is alive or dead. That sounds like a her problem to me. Everyone else, if you would like to introduce yourselves.
Sure, I'll jump in. Hello.
Yes, perfect.
My name is Stella. You can find me as Saint Stella everywhere on the internet. I DM Wednesdays on Twitch, / Saint Stella, in my homebrew world of Asteri. I'm excited to get the second part of this.
Amelia?
Yellow, I am a large bat. Also, I am Amelia, and I am a game designer and artist at Witch and Craft Games. We do kind of a lot of things, honestly, but mostly we make TTRPGs. We made 12, and we have some new games coming very soon, so keep an eye on it. Mostly in the horror wheelhouse of things. If you like vampires and demons, I'm your girl. Please hit me up.
I'm trying to fix my camera, always. Elena, if you'd like to do that while I'm...
Hi, I'm Elena. I'm mostly a cosplayer from the Netherlands, and you can find me as PinkFlash09 everywhere on the webs. So, and I'm excited to play the game today. See if we can find our Baka back.
We'll see how I feel about it.
Boy.
Point of order, I think none of us has watched what happened to... We are completely in the dark.
No, we were getting on the tour, right?
Yeah.
Hey tour.
Like out of character, we know nothing.
We were getting on the Hey tour, and as soon as we got on, Baka was gone.
Yes. So before we start, I do want to just give a little warning to the audience that I am sick. If you watched our Norse Foundry stream last night where I was Officer Courtney Blackwell, you probably saw me muting myself constantly to cough my brains out and then have to put my earbud back in because I was coughing so hard I was coughing it out. That's going to continue to happen today. I will mute myself as much as I possibly can. I'm sorry if this interrupts things. I would switch out for new lungs if I could, but we just simply do not have that technology. We do. I don't have the money for it. Anyway, so as they said, last we left off, our band of intrepid, just friends hanging out, are...
Look, we are professional adventurers.
Professional adventurers, but on a break.
Yes.
We're at a fall festival in a very small coastal town called Shellbank, and they were there at this kind of regionally famous fall festival because Shellbank is home to the Greenbrier pumpkins, which make the best pumpkin beer. So they were there for some fun times and some flights of beer and some just general relaxing, having a good time, when they overheard maybe some weirdness was possibly going on in the town, and maybe potentially a little bit of drama between some of the townsfolk. And then decided, like good, caring, upstanding citizens, that they were going to directly get themselves involved, even though no one asked them to. So they went and did a little snooping around the town parish, Burton Parish, and on their way out of the parish to go on to the last hayride of the night to go visit the pumpkin patch where these famous Greenbrier pumpkins are kind of patched, I guess, they realized that Baka, the kobold rogue in their party, is not with them anymore. And so you're like on your way out of the parish. You're like around the graveyard area headed towards where the pickup for the hayride is. You realize that Baka is not with you. And then again, as you turn and look and where, you realize that Misty is not here either.
I feel like Carmilla was probably the last person to leave the parish because she was doing, as we recall, the scrying spell, and was maybe like collecting her things. And as maybe like 20 feet behind everybody else leaving the door, maybe turned around and was like, "Where the hell are the two peeps?" And so I'm hoping that maybe Carmilla can take a last peek around the parish. If there's any movement, any change of light, anything that happened, because these people disappeared somewhere between being in the parish and being outside the parish. So I think Carmilla would be like just coming out of this like magical sort of moment where she sensed this awful coldness and would be like sort of like her hackles would be raised, if you will.
Mm-hmm. You're sort of like still coming down from your like magical attunement with the world around you. Yeah, for sure. So how do you think she would be doing that? Do you feel like that is like, would she be investigating the area around her? Would she be like magically trying to sense things with a spell? Like, how do you think Carmilla's dealing with this?
I think it would be slightly more of a like, I don't really have a spell per se.
Hydration check.
I feel like it would be
water.
A little bit more of a like a vibe check, as we say, like just coming out of this magical thing, like picking up all her stuff and then being like, almost like taking a breath and a real still moment to sense any changes in, like I said, like light, temperature. Something weird has happened. It's quite obvious, and she's trying to pick up on any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. General vibe check. Let's call this vibe check a perception check then.
Perfect. Oh gosh, that's a way to start the game. That's a nat one.
A nat one. It's beautiful. It's perfect. We love to see it, folks.
We don't.
You say it's a nat one, but this is coming up as a 23 on roll 20. Did it roll with advantage?
Did it keep rolling? Maybe it kept rolling. Never mind, it's not a nat one. I like gave up because I thought it stopped and maybe it kept rolling.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that the roll 20 always rolls with advantage if you don't tell it to.
I've never seen it do that.
Do you want me to just re-roll? Because I don't know. I thought it stopped on a 1, but maybe I like looked away and it kept rolling.
Yeah, go ahead and try it again, because that's kind of it's showing up as a weird thing. But
okay. Oh no, and I did the wrong thing. That's an investigation. Ignore that. You said perception. No,
I mean, they're the same.
Both +8.
They're both +8, so it doesn't matter. That time it's a 4, so it's not that much better. But I do have a +8, so it's a 12 total.
12. Okay, yeah, for sure. So you spent the longest time in this parish, and just for people tuning in with us, this is based on a real place, Bruton Parish, but obviously we're in a D&D world, so this is a very like pagan idea of like multiple gods and little offerings and kind of like sending your consciousness out into nature sort of vibe to it. So you are kind of collecting yourself back up from where you had almost sent out your consciousness into the world around you, and you're kind of it's almost like waking back up from a deep sleep where you're like getting more and more of yourself back from the world around you, and it can be a little bit disorienting at first from doing that. But as you come back, you're smelling there's incense in here, some that you brought, some that you lit, some that is from the regular services that they have around here. And actually, as you're smelling all these, some of these, the incense smells a little bit different from what you would expect from normal services. So you kind of note that you're smelling the gourds and the dried leaves and the overripe berries and sort of things that people had left as little gifts on this sort of altar area in front of you. It is dark in here. It is about 9:30 at night at this point. So you are on your way, like I said, to catch the last hayride before everything kind of shuts down at 10 p.m. It is cold. The fog is starting to roll in from over the water, so you're getting that like brackish, like a little bit salty kind of smell of things sort of mixed in with everything. You remember kind of while you were trying to concentrate, hearing Baka was making this little corn doll. And you remember hearing the like kind of scratchy sound of it as they put it together, as they animated it, as it was kind of like walking around, and you kind of pull yourself back and you realize like you're not hearing that scratching sound anymore. And you don't remember when during your ritual you stopped hearing it because you had started like tuning it out. But you don't hear any footsteps or anything other than your party. They just seem gone.
So what do we do? Do we still get on this hayride, or should we stick around and look for our friends?
Wait, what do you mean look for? It's Baka, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but it's also misty. I don't see either of them around.
I guess we should look for them. And I just shout out their names. I'm not going to roleplay that to not deafen.
Yeah, sure.
People.
Storm, while you are outside, I would like you to please roll me. Well, you tell me how this would work. You really focus on like the stars and the planets and the atmosphere and that sort of thing. Like that's very much your wheelhouse. Do you feel like that is a nature, like mechanically speaking, do you feel like that would be a nature check that you would be using your knowledge of the natural world around you to do that sort of thing? Or is it more like an arcane or...
if it's really about like the stars and the moon and stuff like that, then it's nature.
Okay, sure. Then roll me a nature check, please. With advantage because it's literally what you do.
Should have picked something else. My nature's really high. Low blue. 14?
14. All right. So you are headed on your way out. You were walking out of the side door of Burton Parish on your way back around the back of the graveyard to get to where the hayrides start. As the sun goes down, the sky starts as sort of this kind of like brown color over the bay, and then as it gets more and more dark, it starts getting towards black, and you realize that tonight is a new moon. And it's not really your kind of magic, but you do know there are tons of types of magic that a full moon really helps with. The sort of like natural in tune with, the tides and gravity and all that sort of thing. Like a full moon can help with certain types of magic, and there are certain types of magic that a new moon is best for. The type that needs utter darkness, the type that is completely divorced from the natural world and something more unnatural. And you know that tonight is the sort of night where that sort of thing can happen.
So no trace of them anywhere.
I think just out of just to make sure, I will use which side to like take a look around if there is anything invisible or any like magical trace they left that might help.
Sure. Can you tell me what which site does, please? I don't remember.
Which site is just a passive invocation that makes me able to see shape changers as the real form and invisible things.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You don't see anything in here in the
worth a
in
shot.
The church that's entirely worth a shot. And as y'all are walking out, you do see that Justice Hicks is headed back in here. This is the parish where he works. Tomorrow morning is the kind of weekly service that he does, so he seems like he's coming back in with a bunch of fresh gourds and things to kind of start prepping his service for tomorrow.
Excuse me, sir. We're could you tell us anything about I forget her name already. Was it Constance who went missing? The teacher?
Sure. Her name is Constance. I sent you guys an NPC cheat sheet. I know there are many for this game. I don't usually do this many NPCs, but I went a little wild and I'm not sorry.
Love it. We have to catch this hay. I don't know if we're catching the hayride, but we're helping the town look for Constance and Truth, and I know that you work here, right? So is she under your employ?
He kind of looks down at you. This is as I said before, this is kind of a stern-looking man. He's got sort of piercing eyes. He's taller than you, so he looks down at you and he's carrying this sort of cornucopia basket sort of situation of all his things. And he goes, "No, ma'am, she does not work for me. She was seeing my son, and that harlot ran off with him."
Sorry, I thought it was a different guy. It's the same guy from the pub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, same guy.
Right. I'm so sorry. It's really dark in here, and I'm so sorry for bothering you again. We're gonna just go now. Okay.
Yes, quite. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening and stay out of trouble.
Probably not. It's unlikely.
While we're talking, I cast locate object to locate probably Baka's bag.
Oh, yeah.
I figure they always have a bag with them where they put all their little knickknacks they steal it.
Stealing is an harsh word.
They take. So, yeah. So if I do that, I get a sense in which way the bag should be, as long as it's within 1,000 feet of me.
Sure. So you catch this at kind of an interesting moment. What is that noise?
What kind of noise?
I don't know. It almost sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, you catch this at kind of an interesting moment where you kind of push a little wave of magic out around you, and it kind of rolls out like a low fog sort of for the 1,000 feet, and you feel a slight blip and almost a maybe towards the center of town. And just as you're sort of mentally focusing on it, is this what I'm looking for? Is this what the spell is? It's gone.
So I do think I feel something, but I don't feel which direction it is.
You feel it towards the center of town, and you feel it's almost like lead in an X-ray. You feel this magic go out from you, and as it sort of rolls around the 1,000 feet around, you feel like there's almost this blocking presence as you get towards the center of town, where the magic, it just doesn't seem to hit that spot. It's almost a Bermuda Triangle situation. It's a dead zone. You're not getting anything from there.
Okay. So I turn to the others. I try to locate Baka, but there's this blocking me. I think it was more to the center of town, but it just feels really confusing.
Blocking you?
Yeah.
You mean there is a potentially anti-magic zone in the middle of this hamlet?
It does. I think it feels like that, yes.
Sure. Sure, Ada. Sure. Let's go to this rustic place and a nice night out. Sure. Nothing weird is gonna happen. I think I'm going to manifest my patron's sign. So give me a second for my wisdom save. Mm-hmm. Nothing bad happens to me. Which on Ada essentially looks like her horns flare up and grow about twice as big. I want to use my soaring on foul wings feature to get wings and just fly towards the center of the city. I have had enough of this.
Are we in dim light?
You are in dim light. You are still around Burton Parish, and there is still candles on the inside from where Father Hicks is in there doing his work. So you see Ada just, have a day off, they said. Go to a nice little town, they said. Nothing weird ever happens around me. I'm literally wearing bat wings. What could possibly be weird, they said.
They're not bat wings, they're like bird wings on fire. It's cool.
Oh, I was talking about your dress, but yeah. So you see as she's like lamenting this, she's manifest these curling horns, and you see around her for a moment, there's these wisps of black smoke start sort of curling, and you hear, and you're not really sure where it's from. It might be from her, it might be from far away, it might be from right behind you. It's very confusing, but you hear this sort of like howling, sort of whispering of curses, of anger, of frustration, of judgment. And then as she unfurls these huge out of nowhere wings, it all sort of falls silent and she jets up into the air and away. I would like you to please make me, I see you, one sec. Please make me
that was Carmilla being
check.
like, where you go?
Oh. Make me a perception check as you fly over the town.
That is at 24.
Storm
24,
follows
nice.
them, by the way. They have Step of the Night, and with that they can have a flying speed. So, yeah.
No, it's fine. I got things. Don't worry about it.
You're druid,
Camilla,
right?
the halfling with the shortest legs of the group is...
I got ideas. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I love that. I'm so sorry, but also I love it.
You don't say that sorry.
So you see a number of things as you fly up into the air and get this bird's eye view, so to speak, of the town around you. One, you do see the person driving the hay cart is sort of driving up around the back of the graveyard where y'all are standing right now. So you see the graveyard, you can see the fields around, you can see sort of the pumpkin patch farming field over in the distance where you were originally trying to go. And you see the town, there's the fountain in the center, there, Burton Parish where you are on the opposite side of the town is a very large governor's mansion where the governor lives. And then there's all these, houses and buildings and like the tavern and blacksmith shop and things like that. It's a town. You can also see as things are winding down and coming to an end and people are sort of starting to like go back to the inn for the night and, pack up their, the people in the stalls are sort of like starting to pack up their stalls and everything. You can see there are some shapes moving around down below you who a few people seem like they're trying to stay hidden, and you sort of notice that as you fly up and start soaring over towards the center of the town, that there are a small number of shapes in different places that seem
suspicious.
Trying to be like they're trying to not be seen.
Look, I'll pick the closest one and just dive bomb them. Not on top of them, but in front of them.
Absolutely. I love this so much. So let's see who is going to be the closest one to you right now. looking over the area, you see there's one particular person that's sort of near you that's like hiding behind bushes and sort of like in sort of undergrowth sort of situation that is probably very well hidden, except you're directly above them at this point. So you swoop down. Are you trying to be stealthy about swooping, or are you
no, at all. I'm falling down in a big ball of fire.
Excellent. So you swoop down, you descend in a dramatic ball of fire, and you see, turn around in terror, is Bertrand Horg. And he is the town scribe. He's the tall, like older half-orc, the one who's dressed as a pirate right now. And he just looks absolutely completely taken aback and a little horrified to see you. And you obviously look a little bit intimidating at the moment. And I'm going to pause right there to say, hi, Camilla, what are you doing as your friends leave you by yourself next to the graveyard?
Okay, here's my thought. Shenanigans. Let's go. If they both kind of take off somehow into the night, I don't want to use my beast shape yet because I feel like I'll need it. So I'm going to run up to the hayride thingy, and I assume there's a couple horses there, and I'm just going to start unlatching a horse and being like, I'm really sorry, I'm working for the mayor right now, and I'm going to need this, and jump on the horse and just see if I can do it really quick, because I'm a druid. I know how to deal with horses. I have good animal handling. Just before they even notice what I'm doing, basically steal a horse and ride it into the center of town.
That is a very long way to just say I steal a horse.
That sounds like it could be a number of things. I think it sounds most like a deception check.
Aren't I kind of working for the mayor? Okay.
No.
That's bad. That's a bad check. That's going to be not good check for me. Who did we talk to? No, it wasn't the mayor. It was just the dads. Never mind. Okay, deception it is. Come on. I rolled a natural 20.
Nat 20! So you walk up to the person with the horses for this hayride that you were just about to get on, and you see that this is obviously, this woman is obviously related to the Fire Genasi that you met in town earlier. Very obviously related. She's young with very bright amber eyes and that same sort of dark, cooled lava kind of skin. But she has a little bit more of an elfish sort of features, like she has the elongated ears, and where the skin on her ears and her like sort of longer fingers gets thinner, you can almost see the fire underneath cause sort of like a glow from where her elven and Fire Genasi blood sort of commingle. And she is currently dressed like a berry pie.
Adorable.
Probably to go with her mom's chef outfit. So she's
nice.
in like a really poofy dress with like brown cross-hatched ribbons over top of like a purple skirt with like all the ruffles and stays and stuff underneath. So she's like a big pie right now. And she is sitting, she's sitting with the horses on the hayride, and you turn to her and you realize, oh, she's stoned out of her mind.
Perfect.
Nice.
Makes it easier.
So you, I need these for the mayor because the mayor said that we need these. Okay, bye. And she's like, oh, the mayor. All right, that makes sense. So you probably, do you just need one? Or,
just one.
Okay, bye. Okay. As you take this horse from this poor stoned girl and horse off into the distance.
And I looked it up quick. In a dash, a riding horse can move 120 feet. So however, it takes 2 or 3 turns to get sort of to the center of the town, but I'm just bareback, like to the center of the town.
I'm not worried about it at this point. I mean, the parish is a little bit farther off because the graveyard's a little bit sprawling, but like for the sake of RP, like everybody's keeping up. This is not a big deal. Storm, you said you were following. What's going on with you?
I just floating. I'm not diving into people yet. So
are you sort of like staying close to the situation with Ada, or are you still like?
I think I went more to the center, because if I go in a straight line, there's the fountain, and a straight line after that is the mayor.
Is the governor's mansion?
Oh, sorry.
Or the mayor. What I think I have said both.
Okay.
The in charge person.
But I think I'll keep an eye on whatever Ada is doing, of course. I mean, town is starting to be really shifty, but let's not, get a witch hunt on our asses or something like that. But also, I just float maybe a little more towards the center. Probably the fountain then.
Yeah, for sure. So, Ada, you have very subtly and stealthily directly plop yourself down beside this person. And Bertrand is just staring at you dumbfounded.
I'm also going to grab my staff of power, which is a long black metal shaft with a blue gem on it, and point it at him. Better start talking now.
Ma'am, what do you want me to say?
Well, 2 of my associates just disappeared. I didn't come here to have an adventure. If I wanted to have an adventure, I'd be on the elemental plane of fire.
That does sound like a place for adventure. I'm sorry if you're having an adventure. We try very hard to make our festival.
Why is all of you skulking around like a bunch of Kenku?
I am not skulking. I am investigating, I'll have you know. And he sort of turns back around. You see behind him through the bushes is another dude plastered up against the wall of a house, just trying so hard to pretend that he is not there. And he is just sweating and breathing heavy, and you know when you're like playing hide and seek and you're trying not to breathe, but that makes you like breathe.
I will make sure to give him the kind of stare that clearly makes it obvious that I've seen him.
Well,
let's stop playing and let's start talking. What is going on? And no, it's just tourists disappearing. It's normal. Nothing like that. We want answers!
So you see in front of you, this is Pardon Bradford. This is the man who was kind of crying about his daughter in the tavern. And he is sort of plastered against this wall, and he's like obviously caught deer in headlights, and he's like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about what you're talking about, and I know I shouldn't be here, and I know it's wrong, and I should go straight to the parish, and I should talk to the father, and I should repent about this. I realize I have been trying to distract myself, and I... No, I'm not going anywhere.
I will send you to the 73rd layer of the abyss."
And Bertrand goes, "See, I wasn't doing anything. I was following him because he looks shifty, and he's been hanging out around outside of Talwa's house, and I don't like that, and I think it's creepy, and he shouldn't be here, and I don't know nothing about no missing people, and I also don't know why you're so scary all of a sudden."
All right, you're both coming with me. Chop chop to the governor's house.
Oh, okay. So both Pardon and Bertrand follow you to the governor's house.
It's more like walking in front of me as I prod them with a long stick, but more or less.
It's a little bit of a gallows walk is what's happening.
Yeah.
So is Storm sort of going with them as this happens, or are you...
This was very loud, right? And sound moves up, so I probably heard that.
Yeah, Ada's very subtle.
When I want to be.
Not today.
And will Carmilla have been able to notice it too? Do I see that she noticed it?
Would I have caught up by now or not yet?
So you do see Camilla. Camilla, why don't you go ahead and make me a perception check just to see if you were sort of already traveling in that direction, because it's obviously a little different with a horse on roads rather than flying.
Well, that's pretty good. That's 26 total.
26, nice. So yeah, you're like on the main roads, and then you hear this commotion, so you sort of like turn into the more like residential sort of off streets going, okay, yes, I hear nonsense happening. That must be my friend.
Friend.
So yeah, you...
How dare you?
Okay, maybe that was a little bit spicier than Camilla would have said it. That was in Jenna's words. But yeah, so you guys can be sort of together for this, which by the way is a little bit extra terrifying for both
Carmilla.
Bertrand and
Nice. That's nice of you to join us.
I got a horse.
I see. That's a very pretty horse.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a full-size horse, and she's tiny on it. It's adorable.
Just druid stuff.
But I know how to ride a horse. I'm a druid. Can I, if it's very clear that we're leading them walking towards the governor's house, can I just sort of like go whatever, not too far, keep them in sight, but maybe go 30 feet ahead or something, and just do a circle, a wide berth of the governor's house. I don't know how reasonable it is to be stealthy, but I don't want to like gallop. I just want to take a quiet trot around the governor's house to make sure there's nothing weird going on.
Sure. So this, and you can kind of see it on the map at the moment, the governor's house, or the governor's mansion has sort of a brick wall around like the grounds around it. So are you trying to be like inside the grounds, or are you going around the outside the grounds?
Oh, I guess I'll go around the outside if there's, I just really want to just see if there's lights on, if there's people skulking about. It's not even like anything too in depth, just to make sure there's nothing like too noticeable, and then we'll enter together. Like, I don't want to split the party too much or anything, but it's just more of a like, let's make sure there's nothing too obvious going on before we charge.
Sure, totally. So you go through the center of town, you see that, like I said, there are people like kind of shutting down things. You see some people that you recognize that you talked to earlier who are sort of like having casual sort of conversations as they take things down for the evening and pack everything up. You pass all that and go to around the fountain to the governor's mansion, and a quick pass around. There is lantern light in the front, probably some sort of like parlor or den sort of room or anything, but you don't really see anybody else like around the outside. You don't really hear anything that makes you think that there could be trouble. It just seems like Mayor Griselda is probably just home for the evening because she's old, and old people like to be home early, like
Do
myself.
I see Storm around, or is Storm kind of just like floating above us?
That is up to Storm.
If I see that you're doing that, I'm probably going to land near the fountain, because I felt the issue around the center of town, and the fountain is the center of town. And the second spot after that to go would be the mayor's office, because if you guys are going there, and as long as I can see at least one of you, and assume that the other can see the other, I want to first investigate the fountain.
All right, very fair. Make me an investigation check then.
Why is that intelligence? I rolled an 18.
18.
Plus 1
Yeah.
is 19.
Intelligence is my dump stat in real life, so I feel that down to my core. 19. So this fountain, you'd kind of already seen it during the day when you got the tour. You know that there is a large statue of a woman that really looks just like Griselda, and this is she told you that this was her like great grandmother or something who had started the town, sort of in like one of those like very welcoming regal sort of poses, and then there's like water spilling down and everything. Now that you're in the dark, there's no moon. It's very foggy. You don't really even see starlight at this point. There are some lights up around from the marketplace area, but it's much darker now. Now that you're seeing this, you realize that there's actually a very slight tinge to the water in this fountain. Just a very light, not even enough to say that there's a glow to it, but maybe almost like an iridescence to it. Like this does not quite seem quite right for normal water.
Mm-mm.
Can I taste a bit of the water?
Oh my god.
There we go.
Absolutely can taste a bit of the water. I need you.
No.
Just like a little bit.
Yeah, like not a gulp, just enough to taste it, not like to have immediate effects on me. I'm
Sure.
smarter than that.
You take 3 acid damage.
Okay.
As you
Not
dip
put
your finger
people
into
in the
this water,
water.
and it is very lightly just caustic.
Are we gonna have to jump in this? I have a feeling we're gonna have to jump in this.
There's no way.
You want to disintegrate? Okay. That's
Frantically
the only
rewriting the
thing-
whole thing so that you have to jump in this.
That's the only weird thing I noticed about the fountain. There's definitely something wrong with that. But
Remind me what your class is again. What are you?
Twilight Cleric.
Twilight Cleric. Okay. Roll me a religion check. Roll for spook.
Mhm.
Funny enough, religion is really low, even though Twilight
The
Cleric
religious
is like
kind
the
of
most
spook.
religious kind of person, but 16.
16. All right. Again, this is not your wheelhouse, but you do know that there are certain unsavory sort of rituals that when performed over and over and over again in an area can sort of pollute the area around it and cause things like this to happen. It's almost like pollution causing acid rain. It's almost that sort of effect.
Bunch of
Definitely
bad
something
magic.
wrong with that fountain. Okay. I'll probably follow the rest by now because I'm not going to figure it out on my
Absolutely
own.
fair.
Okay.
So you show up to the governor's mansion with your not prisoners with you? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I would like to link up with Storm before we get there, obviously.
Yeah, so you guys kind of all like convene on your way. It's sort of like the main strip anyway, so you know, it works out.
Storm?
Is there any guards or anything at the? Or is this not that kind of town? Like, are there any
It's not
guards?
that kind of town.
Okay, so if I just like tied up this horse, because I feel like I'm gonna want to get it later with these two flying about. Do I think it'll be
Probably
pretty?
carry you.
It'll just be there.
Yeah,
after?
yeah.
Okay.
The you get the idea from looking at this place. The reason it's so large is because it's almost a White House situation where like part of it is where she lives and part of it is like this is kind of the town hall and the courthouse situation. Like it's sort of an all-in-one building. Not all of you guys are American. The White House in the US where the president lives, like only part of it is a house and then part of it is where like the Senate and stuff. Anyway, so it's that situation. It's kind of a multi-purpose building. So yeah, it's not like guarded at all times. It's just big because it's multiple multi-use. So you can go right up. There's it's all a very like red clay brick with candles in the windows and like a path made out of crushed seashells to get up to the front door. So you can just go right up to the front door and knock. And you have your two absolutely scared to death men behind you. And then you wait a moment and the mayor opens the door. She's a very small, like hunched over elderly sun elf with like tons of wrinkles all over her face. And she's still in her faded sort of pink princess gown that she was wearing for her costume earlier, but she's taken off all the jewelry and sort of like pinned her hair up for the night, but she's still in the gown. So she's sort of like a half princess at this point. And she has like a book that she was reading in her hand. She, can I help you? What seems to be the problem this late in the evening?
Well, it seems like some of our friends have disappeared, if you could imagine that. It surely won't do.
Stuck in the hay maze again? I mean, we could send Orvar out to... I told him not to make it so complicated this year, but...
Enough playing around, please. It's getting to my nerves. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, alright?
Well, no, I'm not trying to make anyone angry.
Then...
What?
Please, what is going on in this place? People disappear. Alfior City is some sort of magic devouring zone. The water of your fountain has seared my friend's finger.
Madam Governor, if I may, I'm so sorry to disturb you tonight. My companions here mean the best, I promise, and thank you again for your hospitality in your fine city. You see, we're trying to put together the pieces of the mystery here. It seems like 2 of our other companions have gone missing while we were at the parish, and I don't know, but it feels like that's some sort of a piece in that other people involved in the parish one way or another are going missing. And then on our way here, we found that there's an issue with your fountain. You should probably build a little, barricade around that because it seems to be a little acidic, and that's a bit of a problem for a fountain. Anyways, so we're just wondering, maybe you could help us out and assist us in making sure that nobody else goes missing, because that wouldn't be nice. Maybe you could point us in the direction of the more magical people in the city, and we could have some discussions with them over some beer.
Oh my. Okay, that was quite a bit to take in. Well, if your friends are missing, then we need to start a search party immediately. Let's start there. I'll grab my coat, and she sort of gets a little like a night robe, an old lady night robe situation. And she, if you follow me, I suppose I do hope people are still out in town. Maybe we can get multiple people to come help us.
Can I do a 2-part insight check here? I'm wondering, A, to see if she's lying, and B, to see if I sense that she's a magical person.
I want to
Sure,
help.
go ahead.
Or
I will
also.
I would like to second. Also, wouldn't the second check be Arcana, or just actually?
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Is you're making an insight check and then a separate Arcana check.
All right. So
insight.
So the fact is that my insight came up as 24 and my Arcana came up at 18 because of very silly numbers on my character sheet.
I got a 16 for both.
Reasonable. And then Elena has a 16 for insight and a 7 for Arcana. That
See, this is a 4, but it's actually an 18.
All right, so let's pause this for a moment and just recap what this scene actually is. The 3 of you show up at almost 10 o'clock at night at this very old woman's house with 2 very scared, confused men from the town who don't know why they're here. And you just go, people are missing, we don't know what's going on, the fountain's acidic, what is happening? Just...
Yeah.
Okay.
None of us have charisma here.
I do have a bunch of charisma.
Do you really?
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm a warlock.
Yeah, she's a warlock.
Okay,
I'm just very angry. And it's not even me. It's my patron. But
right.
Things.
It's that kind of charisma.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, yeah, totally. So, remind me, Ada rolled what for insight?
24.
24. Okay. You see that she is definitely surprised to see a whole bunch of people show up on her front door. She is, definitely confused as to the group of you. She kind of met you and said welcome in passing, but she doesn't really know who you are. She obviously knows who Bertrand and Justice are. Sorry, not Justice. It's Pardon who's with you.
Pardon, right?
Yeah, it's Pardon. Who Bertrand and Pardon are, like Bertrand works for her, but don't know what they have to do with each other. So this is confusing. It's late at night. You see that she does not seem as if she was settling down to go to bed. Like, she doesn't have her jewelry on her or anything, but just something about the way that she's holding the book she has and how quickly she came to the door makes you feel like this was not a woman who was settled down for the evening. I mean, she's not in her pajamas. She's still in the dress. Like, this was not a woman who was settling down for the evening with a cup of tea and a book and who had to get herself uncomfortable to get up and get the door.
No, if anything, this is the kind of woman that is waiting for the midnight dark ride.
Can we read the title of the book?
You can. It seems like it's just kind of a general, like, probably a romance novel of some sort. It's called Midnight's Call. Looks like there's a painting of like a really hunky werewolf on the front.
Oh, that kind of look, correct.
Fabio.
Yeah. Yeah. A Fabio situation where the werewolf is like kind of tearing at his shirt and there's a woman with like torn clothes underneath, like, oh. But this is a fantasy setting where they don't have like full color printing presses, so it's like painted. Like somebody spent a really long time painting the cover of this book this way. That's canon. So that's someone's job in this world, is just painting the same smut book covers. Glory. What a place to be. Anyway, so yeah, she does not seem like she was going to bed, and she definitely seems like she was more taken by surprise that you were here than by some of the things that you said. And she seems like she's trying to very quickly process everything that y'all have going on with your whole, because you kind of are a lot, if we're being honest. Like, Ada's still smoking and has wings.
She's petering out. Takes about a minute before she stops, but yeah, after a minute it goes back to normal.
Gotcha. So this sort of what do we do next, I guess. All right, well, let's find a search party for your friends. Just seems like okay, let's do that. She doesn't really seem like she cares about your friends. Is what you get with your high rolls. And then the Arcana check, which you guys did pretty well on as a group. She is a sun elf, so sun elves do have some inherent magic to them. That's just kind of normal. But you do get like maybe it's an aura, maybe it's just a vibe or whatever. Y'all have been using a lot of the sort of magic where you like put yourselves out into the ether around you. So you're probably a little bit more, not quite attuned, but probably just a little bit more open to picking up like magic in the air around you. And you do feel like she does give off, she radiates a little bit of that herself, that maybe she does magic, or maybe she has something that's magic, or maybe she just inherently is from her being magic. I mean, you don't have a good sense of it. It's not like you did like an identify or detect magic spell or anything, but there's a hint of the spice in the air.
So, as you mentioned that we are walking away, I think I will stay at the back of the group, and since you mentioned, I'm going to just ritual cast detect magic as we walk.
Absolutely.
Just staying behind them, quietly muttering to myself.
This is a very normal Ada thing to do. Literally nobody notices. I'm not even going to make you roll for it because that just seems like you on a normal occasion.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to stop there and take our quick 5-minute break because it's been an hour. And then when we come back, I will tell you what you find.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's go to break.
Yay.
All right, welcome back. Hello, friends and acquaintances. So, when we took our break, Ada had just cast Detect Magic from the back of the group. And so you notice a couple things. But before I explain them, let me ask you, like, what does your Detect Magic look like for you?
So much like most things that Ada's do, there is, now that Ammon is her vestige, it's about blue fire. So eyes glow up in flames, and most of the runes on her body go from completely black to a translucent like azure kind of sheen. It kind of looks glassy almost, you know.
Perfect. Real quick, let me ask you, your vestige for Ammon, is it a shield? Mm-hmm. A mask?
No, it's the horns. The symbol is the horns.
The horns. Okay. Yeah. So nobody else sees this, but you, in sort of from your own head, sort of around you, you hear a deep, sort of echoing, raspy sort of voice, almost filling you in on everything as you cast the spell, and you can almost hear like the teeth scrape against each other in your ear as Iman speaks to you and tells you what he's seeing. And so this blue flame sort of curls around your friends. For one, you know that they have magical items on them. Some of them have like their own inherent magic within themselves. They have that sort of like aura around them of magical use. And so does Griselda. She also has on her something that is glowing very brightly. It looks like some sort of this word is not happening to me right now. Arcane focus. That's the one. Yeah. But hers seems very sort of powerful that she has on you and immediately takes your attention. And Iman's sort of twisted teeth curl into a bit of a smile, and this woman seems like my kind. Interesting. As he sort of like wisps away into smoke out of your ear as the spell sort of fades, but you can see this sort of like blue fire glow around all the magic around you. And as you do this, she sort of stops from the front of the pack and sighs and goes, "Well, I was hoping that this would just work after years of planning, but I can see that you random people are going to try and get in my way, and that is
adventuring."
We're calling random.
And she is going to snap her fingers and disappear.
Fuck.
Come on!
Shit. Okay.
As this sort of like it's very Scar looking from like Lion King with like the lime green sort of smoke. Like she when she does it, it almost like snaps down from around her and then like poofs up around and then just dissipates and she's gone.
No, I don't want to say I told you so, but
yeah, I think that with the weird thing going around with the fountain, which like basically a statue of her family.
Yeah, seems likely.
Just for jokes, for funsies, can I just roll an attack against the fountain, against the statue?
What are you
absolutely can do that. Also, I do want to, Ada, because you still have Detect Magic up, it's like a 10-minute thing. You do know that she's not like invisible in front of you.
Oh yeah, he just actually disappeared.
Yeah. Probably some
like
sort of like teleportation spell or something like that. Yeah, she's not like just yeah. So I figured you would know that because you still have your spell up. You can absolutely make an attack against the fountain. So you walk up to this fountain in the center of town where there are still people around. And what do you do?
Hold on. I just realized my weapons weren't equipped. I'm just equipping them real quick. For now,
that is such a mood.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why don't I have any weapons? I know I do. They just weren't equipped.
Have you gone through like 3 sessions and then realized that you didn't have your armor on and your armor class could have been like 3 points higher and you're like...
It literally, I think 1 point, but that's fine. For now, I just want to see. So I'm going to just take out my crossbow and just try and hit, like basically try and hit the statue like right in between the eyes, basically. Just out of curiosity for now, and then see what happens. Just to see. So I guess I rolled a hit?
Yeah. Roll for
just curious for now.
Yeah.
Statue destroying.
Roll to desecrate public art.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's only a 10, but it's more a curiosity shot. Do I hit a statue with a 10?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't move, so you totally can. You can hit the statue. I think with a 10 it doesn't hit like clean between the eyes like you were hoping, but it does still hit like the face area.
Somewhere on the face. You know, just for it's not bad. It's 9 points of damage. It's more just to see if it does anything.
Yeah, so you see that it does like leave a bit of a nick in, but it doesn't do as much as you expected it to do. I mean, obviously this is not like a person with flesh, it's like stone. You expected it to like leave more of a mark or like it's stuck in there or something. So it does seem to have some sort of resistance or something, but...
Okay.
That is good thinking. Camilla, would you take about 9 steps back?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna get on the horse. Just in case we start bolting and I have like no speed.
No, I'm just going to cast Shatter on that thing.
Nice.
All right,
so quick question: are you? Because I assumed when we were talking about shooting a bow at it that this was still long range. Like y'all were still on your way when Mayor.
Oh, I thought we were like close.
Like, are you? Okay. Well, that's what I'm asking. Are you farther away or are you closer now?
I mean, I guess I'm just moving, like,
feet, I thought
when I see it happen, I just move towards it, I guess.
Sure.
All right.
No reason.
But now I got on the horse.
This is a 60 feet range.
Yeah, so I will be like 65 feet away on the horse.
Yeah, I'm just going to shatter it. You got a con save against an 18.
Sure.
And rock items have disadvantage on this save.
Ooh, disadvantage.
That's
fancy.
Yeah, because this spell is specifically made to break items.
Oh, well, that works out very well for you because I got a nat 20 and a 10.
Oh, nice.
Baby, all right. What's the damage on this? It's 1d8 per level plus the base 3d8. So this is 7d8 damage.
Nice.
Just going to get all my dice here. 4, 7, 18. Wait a second, because I got like a bunch of die here. So
I think
11,
also if there's anybody
16,
else nearby, Carmel's gonna be
22.
like, move back. Make sure everyone's out of range.
There are, so there is
33.
not 33, sure. So 1 second. Just for clarification here, and I can kind of put you on the map just to kind of show you again. So where you are with the fountain and everything is not, like, the whole fair is not everywhere around you. It's just sort of like in sort of a situated area. So there is not any civilians between you and the fountain right now. It's more like you could like hear them. They're like within shouting distance, but they're sort of like over there doing their thing, packing up, and you're like have been walking towards the fountain from the other direction. So
just even those two dudes, if they're still around, just making sure that they're out of the way.
They're totally still around. I think probably one of them is, I'm sure, peed their pants at this point.
Sure.
So they totally duck out of the way. You do not need to say it twice. And so this fountain, when you hit it with how much damage you said?
33.
33. So this is not the reaction that you were expecting. You were expecting it to shatter and crumble, and what actually happens is this fountain moves. Like it sort of grabs its head and like doubles the statue on the fountain, I mean, like doubles over like it's in pain, and then falls into the base of the fountain, like with a small crash and like sort of splashing water around the outside of the fountain. It gives a little tss as it hits the ground. And almost falls over as if it collapses. This is some sort of like enchanted statue. And you can see under where the dress like bustle situation is, there was actually a spiral staircase leading down beneath the fountain. There's some sort of hole or opening there. And you can't really see anything else because you're about 60 feet away. But lucky for you, because you're that far away, instead of a bunch of undead pumpkin monsters with bones curled up all around their vines coming up behind you, they come up in front of you. So good job, guys, staying far behind. So you see in front of you, out of the ground, starts pulling and clawing and grabbing up these vines and tendrils of these monsters. And as the vines start pulling up farther, they're pulling up skeletons and bones with them and contorting them into not quite human shapes, but sort of making too many arms and too many legs and things with them as they go. And I would like you to please roll initiative.
Let's go!
Yes. And I thought that y'all were going to be entirely in a different situation than you are in right now because of what you told me was going to happen, which hashtag D&D, right?
Yeah.
So
classics.
I'm going to put us on this pumpkin patch map here where I thought you were going to find them and you didn't. So just pretend that this is also the center of town, and sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Hey, the fountain is gone anyway.
Yeah. Also, I got a 14.
So if you would like to put yourself onto the map.
Yes.
Where? So would we say like the direct center would be where the fountain was?
So probably you are like over here, and these guys whom I need to have the correct tool on here, these guys come up more like, they're more like over here, and y'all are probably like, probably like over here.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. That's great, actually. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds exactly at the right distance.
That's great. Oh yeah, we were 60 feet away. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I totally planned it.
This is
that
perfect.
way.
This is great. Okay.
Like I said, only professionals. That's why I have every possible map planned, as long as it's this map.
We got this.
Definitely, totally. So
Definitely.
let's go ahead and roll some initiative, I think.
I rolled a 20. I rolled a natural 19 plus 1.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
got a 14, which is not as impressive.
And I have advantage on initiative.
Oh, nice.
Really bad.
All right. So Camilla is a 20, and Ada is what you said?
14.
14, and Storm
15.
15. Okay. Excellent.
Excellent.
So, let me just go ahead and tell you what you see in front of you here. These big, like, pumpkin monstrosities. There are 2 big ones, and there are 4 sort of smaller ones. One of the big ones seems to have, like, put itself together mostly out of pumpkin and vine and is sort of in a humanoid shape. And the other one is a little bit more bones and body parts. And it seems to have conglomerated itself it's almost in the shape of like a scorpion, where like the vines and everything have kind of put themselves together with a bunch of extra legs, and there's sort of a very long tail on it. And then the smaller ones they look like they are just kind of rotting, torn open pumpkins with like viney tendrils. And those ones are let me get my map. Those ones are color-coded for your convenience. So there's a green one, a red one, a yellow one, and a blue one so that you can tell me which one you're talking about. Yay!
Perfect.
Okay. And first up with the best initiative for no particular reason is one of the small little pumpkins.
No, really?
And yeah, I rolled a 21.
Wow.
Follow your dreams,
dice.
tiny haunted pumpkin.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Go
so
on.
the haunted pumpkin can't move as fast as y'all can, so that is going to be this one right here. It's going to go. Whoops, go away. So it's going to get that far in a turn as it's like crawling and scraping across the ground to get to you as it like sort of burrows itself up from the earth. And that is its whole turn, just like clawing towards you. It's a very normal thing.
Yeah.
Next up is Camilla.
Okay. I'm just going to pop here and 15. I'm always like weird about what is a 50? This is a 15-foot cube from me, right? So
yeah.
I would get both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just for now, I don't want to use too high spells just in case, because I'm sure this is nothing in comparison. I'm just going to do a first level Thunder Wave. And you see like a bunch of the leaves from the ground whip up, and almost you feel like the leaves are getting out of the way of what's about to happen to the ground. And Carmilla sends out a Thunder Wave. And you can do it's a con save.
A con save?
The DC is 16 for those two. And I'm going to roll natural for the damage because that's more fun.
The little one, the little torn haunted pumpkin, got a 4 on that save.
Nice.
And sorry, checking all my immunities.
This is save takes self, right?
What's that?
This is save takes self, right?
It just saved what?
Save takes half damage, right?
Yeah, save takes half, and if you don't save, you also get to push 10 feet.
And the one that looks like sort of a pumpkin scorpion with like ripped pumpkin claws, which, by the way, let me make the token big because that's what this is. It's very cute.
Oh god.
It's really cute. It's not that big though, right? Oh god.
No, it's not that big. It's oh no.
Just got bigger.
It needs to be that big. It is bigger than you. It is bigger than you. It is a large creature, but it's not like a huge or great.
Everything's bigger than Carmilla.
It could be with magic. Anyway, so that one makes an 18.
Okay, so that one saves, but that's not great. It's only 9 points of damage. The big pumpkin takes, I guess, 5, and the little guy is pushed 10 feet as well. So 9, 5, and the failed save gets pushed 10 feet.
Okay.
It's not a big spell, but just kind of wanted to, start low and see what happens here. Don't know what kind of damage they're going to do yet, so.
Absolutely. So the little pumpkin, this lightning obliterates this thing. I mean, you could see they're not like mouths and teeth, but it's like a torn pumpkin with like the seeds and everything almost look like teeth as it's like clawing towards you. And this thing like explodes, like it rips completely apart and little pumpkin seeds go everywhere. Like the tiny one, it was a very small pumpkin.
Wonderful. And I moved up about 15, right? I forgot to check, but I think it was only about 15.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to move this big thing. I don't love it. So I'm just going to move back 10 again. And because my movement's 25.
I'm going to make this bigger too so you can see it. You don't love this guy?
Don't love it. Don't love it. And then bonus action. I'm going to save for now. I got a few things I can do with bonus, but I'm going to save them for now. So that's my turn.
Yeah, go for it. Next up is going to be, I don't know why they rolled so well, that's kind of hysterical, is the little green haunted pumpkin is can get oh gracious, excuse me.
Close.
Can get to you, and then it is going to send out a little tendril towards you, Camilla, and it is going to try and make a little vine.
I don't like it.
Vine tendril attack situation. And I'm pulling out not my dice tray, which I should be. That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
God, yeah, that hits.
Okay, they're little things, so like don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It literally does like, oh, I rolled a 1 on my dice. It does 2 points of damage to you as this tiny. Okay, isn't it adorable? As this tiny little vine, like,
ow,
whips around your ankle, and you can tell that this thing is like trying to get a good purchase on you to like get its vines like around your feet, but it's not quite close enough to you to reach yet. So that's probably fine. Storm.
Yeah, I move a little bit this way. Yes, there are 4 squares, right? So, and then I cast Moonbeam at level 3.
Ooh.
Okay.
So a silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, and it should be 1. Let's see.
So that is like this. And where are you going to put it?
Oh, I thought it was a straight thing. I'm sorry. Then I'm going to put it on this one. This, the cutie one. That's closest.
This guy. Pretend it's not cute. Pretend it's vicious and terrifying and made out of human body parts and rotting pumpkins, okay?
But also...
I mean, but also if you could have a zombie scorpion made out of pumpkin, wouldn't you?
That's great.
So it must make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. Sure. That one is this guy right here. Ooh, that was a good roll. 23.
Oh, it saves. But I think...
it's self-damage.
If it's... when the creature enters the spell area for the first time on turn, or it starts its turn there, it has to make the Constitution saving throw. So it just stays there when it's their turn. It has to do another Constitution saving throw. But it's still half damage, you see. Sorry, I'm slow as fuck. Dice.
So this is really interesting because from literally nowhere, because it is, as established, a new moon tonight, there is no moon. And Storm goes, screw that, I want one.
Moon.
A full beam of concentrated moonlight comes straight down onto the
make your own moon.
Bones and sinew of this amalgamated scorpion and goes, you.
Yes, and right it does technically 12 radiant damage, so it gets 6 radiant damage.
6 radiant damage. It is better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's a start.
I've had worse.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, next up is Ada. What you doing, boo?
So I am 35 feet away from the big one. Would you generously permit me to get to it anyway for a melee attack?
Yeah, sure, I don't care.
All right. Firstly, free action, summon Ammon, and then we go from there.
Sure.
Oh god, I'm cursed. Good.
No.
I didn't make my wisdom save, so cursed. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, same deal with the horns growing inside, but this time there is way more owling and flames happening. And then I'm just going to run at this pumpkin and headbutt them twice.
Sure.
Oh, I got extra attacks.
So what normally would be for you two, you are a little bit distracted at the moment, but you know, Ada, you've seen the horns and the smoke and everything. Like you've seen it before. This time is a little bit different. There's the horns and the smoke, but almost like you see like this blue flame sort of envelop her eyes and almost like take her over for a moment, and there's this almost shadow of like a huge blue glowing toothy grin behind her that sort of like opens its jaws and engulfs her before it turns to smoke and fades away. And you go,
So
interesting, fun.
I think a 20. I think a 25 hits.
Yeah.
Does a 17 also hit?
That is a good question. It does hit, yes.
Okay, so both attacks hit. I'm going to roll damage for the first one. This is 1d10 plus my charisma. So it's only 6, but I'm going to do something that warlocks don't usually do. I'm going to smite. Is this undead?
It is not.
All right, that's 5d8 then.
Wow.
They seem like they would be undead, but these are plant monsters.
I thought you said they were undead.
Okay, did I say 6 damage? I mean 32.
Yeah, no biggie. Just 32 damage.
Wow.
What
The
type of
second-
damage is this?
This is force.
Force. Okay, perfect.
And the second Orn attack is 8 more damage.
40
more
damage.
Oh, I have to give away a level 5 spell slot to do this. It's not free.
Sure.
So you see Ada hit this thing, and it looks very hurt as this spell like smashes through the side of its pumpkin like face and claws and sort of like blows out the other end of it, and this thing is still like hanging together in sort of vines and bits of corpse as it's sort of like falling apart now but still coming towards you.
Steel? I will tear you apart.
You are
True.
doing it. You are tearing it apart for real, actually.
I was in Carter. But please go.
Yeah. Next up is this little good boy who's doing the best he can. Let's see.
Small boy.
That is... Oh, yeah, if you're over here, he's just probably going to come this
Oh
way.
yeah, sure.
And, I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So he is going to do the same thing. He's going to try and wrap
All right.
his little vines around your feet.
AC is 18.
Oh, excellent. That is probably going to hit then because that's a 19.
Sure.
And
How much is that?
not much at all. It does 4 damage to you. It's not... So you get the same sort of sense, like this thing can reach you from here, but like just barely, and it's trying to like claw at you and like grab around your ankles, and it can't quite get all the way around with its vines yet.
I shall laugh at it
It is
loudly.
horrified and humiliated.
Sure.
Then the next one. Oh, this one can reach Storm. Okay, perfect. So
Sure.
yeah, so we are going to make a little attack roll for you. But that's only a 9 to hit.
Just a little attack roll.
That won't hit.
But what if I make another attack roll that does hit? Can I just do that because I'm the DM?
No, that's not how it works.
It would be how it works if I said it was how it works, but no. Okay,
Wow.
so this one, it gears up and it gets close enough to you. It looks like this one is going to be a problem, but you have seen the others try and go after your friend, so you're sort of expecting it and do a little like sort of a dance out of the way so that it's not able to grab hold of you. So congratulations on that. Next up is the zombie pumpkin scorpion.
Uh-oh.
And I am going to make an attack against who's around me. It's going to be Ada. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
And that definitely hits.
Okay. That is going to be 14 slashing damage as this thing sends its scorpion-like tail with a jagged broken femur bone at the end straight through your leg. And pierces through with this bone, and then it curls back, still stabbed into you, and curls you in, and you are now grappled by this thing as the claws, the like pumpkin ripped, torn, rotting claws curl around you and hold you in. And then that would be this guy right here.
They should have made a constitution. Yeah.
yeah, sure. I was just about to ask about that. No, you're fine. That's a nat 20, so a 25.
That passes.
But it does stay put. It's more focused on keeping Ada.
That takes the damage, though, by the way. But half. That's
sure,
9, so it takes 4 damage.
Sure, absolutely. So this moonbeam is still like coming down on both of you. And then quick question, is moonbeam something that you can decide who is hit and who's not?
I can move it on my turn if I want. But I think it's everybody in range. When a creature enters the spell area for the first time, or it starts their turn here.
All right, well then I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm going to leave Ada's token where it is right now, but it is occupying the same area as this pumpkin scorpion right now because it's got it like it curled in and like basically took her with it. And she's grappled there. So that is something to consider for later is your friend is now sort of in the path of this spell. A bit like Meat Shield.
It's 5 feet, so it's now at 10 feet, right? So
5 foot radius, though.
5 foot radius.
Yes, I'm stupid. Yes.
No. I get those confused all the time.
Yeah.
So, not quite done yet. Sorry. This thing is going to take 2 more attacks while it grabbed you, it pulled you in, and now that it has you close, it's going to take 2 more attacks with these like rotting claw things situation. Ooh, I rolled well. I like when I do that. So that is going to be, I don't know, 16 plus 7 and 18 plus 7. They both hit. I'm not doing the math.
Sure, it's 14, 18, and yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is going to be 16 slashing damage, and then the second claw there is going to be another 12 slashing damage to you, as it's like holding you pinned in place with this bone sticking through your leg and is just
we are frosty
tearing at you with these claws. So that is the end of its turn, but it does, I do want to say, like, y'all have done some damage to it. It is like blown apart. So it doesn't look like it's doing great, but it is, doesn't seem to care about that either.
Oh, the other one.
And, well, I'm so glad you asked because it is the other one's turn now.
Sure.
Let me... I am trying to read things. So this one is going to move. It moves very slowly, but this one is big and it sort of lumbers towards you all. And this one is much more pumpkin on the outside, where the other one, the other one is sort of a mix of like pumpkin and vine, and there's like body parts and stuff, but you can see when this thing moves that it's like it's the center of it is almost more like a pitcher plant situation. You can see when it moves that it's sort of like empty, but it's got like a liquid inside. It's not a full pumpkin like what you would expect. It's got more hollowness to it that you can see when it moves, and it sort of lumbers. Let's see. I'll probably get over here.
Sure. perfectly in range.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. So first off, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for being near it.
No worries. How does a 22 look like?
22 is perfect. So this thing lumbers towards you, and as it moves and it opens its like torn up pumpkin mouth to give almost this sort of like growl sort of hiss, you can smell that acrid like acidic something on the inside, and it smells like acid. It smells like death and decay and and just for a moment you're like overtaken with just, but you get your composure back and you're okay. And then everything is fine. And while everything is fine, I'm going to do some tentacle attacks. Yay! Yay! We love them. That's a nat 1.
Oh, great.
So let me roll a d4 and see if it accidentally hits any of its friends. It does not.
Oh,
but it could have. Yeah, sorry. I mean, fair shake. Like, if you roll a nat 1 and you're around some friends, you might hit the friends. So same for them. Let's see. The next one is going to be a nat 20.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
That's not good.
Hey there.
So how... I think I've explained this before, but... Sorry. I think I've explained this before, but how we handle crits in this game is the same way that High Rollers handles it, because if you just double dice but you roll really low on the dice, your critical is not fun, and I don't like when things are not fun. So what we do
here... Sure, but it's fun for you.
Oh, it's fun for me and it's fun for you guys, is you automatically get full damage on the dice and then you roll on top of that. So that's how we do criticals. That's how we do criticals for you. So you have the opportunity to do tons of damage, but it's also how I, as the GM, get to roll criticals because I want it to be fun for me too. And what's
so you get
more
full
fun,
damage plus 1 roll of the dice damage? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So like instead of like, oh, you roll and you double the damage and then you roll a 1 on your dice and you're like, wow, my critical gets 2 points of damage. Woo. Like you're for sure to get more than your normal
damage. Yeah. I would appreciate some healing at the beginning of next turn, by the way. Complete aside.
Oh, healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
The beginning of next turn. Yeah. I'm just pointing out to divine casters here.
Yeah. So this is... this is going to be 19 damage for this one.
Okay.
As it like slams this claw down like over your shoulder area, and you're like held in place and just
What's the total? Like, sorry?
The total for that one was 19.
Cool.
Yeah, I rolled pretty low on my actual roll there. And then I'm sorry. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw for that.
Yeah,
Nat 20.
Sure.
Oh, gosh.
How does a 19 sound?
Okay, 19 sounds good. So, it as these claws sort of like hit into you, you feel it like breaks your skin, and you feel like sort of a sizzling, like it sort of acidic feel to it, and you're like, nope. And it doesn't. You manage to get it off you before it does any extra damage from this. So that is very lucky for you. And then the last one is a 15, so I don't think that one hits, right?
No.
Okay, so as you're like desperately trying to get whatever this acid from these claws off this thing, you're like sort of dodging out of the way of the last attack as it's just desperately trying to pummel you, probably so it can eat you. So that's fine. Top of the round, Camilla. Hi. Your friend is surrounded and fine.
I think you should really take about 20 feet back. You should really walk about 20 feet back.
This was going to happen.
Just a warning.
I'm on a horse. I made that pretty clear, I think, right? That's fair.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go here and then this way to avoid attacks of opportunity. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you
From here?
would only get one attack of opportunity from the tiny little guy.
Because I have
just with
10
his
feet
little
reach?
vine thing. Just
I'll take
I
it.
really want to do a thing that is centered on me and is a 30 feet radius. And I can't not damage you if I do it. So if you want to like stay more than 30 feet from me, that's gonna be cool.
But I'm gonna tell you, I mean, you've seen these little things attack, and you know that from 10 feet range, like they don't do that much damage.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take the attack. So that's 15. It's only gonna be 40 feet, and I'll still have 20 feet to move away with my horse. Hopefully this thing doesn't have 10 feet. But anyways, let's see that. I'm gonna end up here, but I'll take the attack.
That's only a 13 to hit.
It hits. My AC is only 13.
Why aren't you a bear yet?
I'm a little baby. I have things for later, but I'm saving them.
It does 3 points of piercing damage to you as the little vines reach out and grasp for you.
And I'm just going to cast a cantrip. I'm just going to do, you said it was like looking pretty bad, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and poison spray this pumpkin bone
guy?
situation. Yeah.
Sure.
You need to do a con save. It's a 16.
Speaking as the person who has been mauled for the last 20 minutes, I would really appreciate if you started casting anything that's more than second level.
Yeah, I think we need to save our shit. I really think we're going to be screwed if we lose all
that is
our stuff
only
now.
a 12.
Okay, great. So you take... it's not great. This is not bad. You take 9 points of damage?
What kind of damage did you say that was?
Poison
damage. So you... What does this look like, by the way? Like, what does this tiny little gnome... Where's this coming? Like, do you, like, Spider-Man it? Like...
She, like, rides up on the horse. I think she, like, takes her glasses off and then, like, puts her hands out, and it looks like it's going to be leaves, like a few of these fall leaves, but then the leaves turn to sort of goo just before it, like, splashes on this, like, pumpkin bone thing.
Excellent. I love it. And something kind of surprising happened. So this, as the poison hits it, seems to really just exceptionally affect much more than you were expecting. And it sorts to sort of like melt and dissolve away pieces of where it's pumpkin and where it's like corpse flesh. You see it start to like kind of turn black and wither and just and it seems like it does way more than just it normally would.
Because plants, I know plants. But I still didn't kill it, did I?
It's not dead, but it's
don't worry, I'll do that for you.
It's not happy.
Then I will go ahead and
not
cast
a happy thing.
Just a second level. I'm saving my spells. I'm sorry. I think we're not going to get a rest because I feel like this is going to be an evil Halloween thing. So I'm just going to cast a second level healing word on my friend Ada. It's not going to be a ton, but
that is very generous of you. I don't know why you think an evil Halloween thing is going to happen
that this
during my high tier Halloween special.
Exactly. I'm saving. It's 10. That's 10. That's 10 heals.
Okay.
It's something. Yeah. Just to keep you going. I feel like you're even going to deprive us of rest, so I'm saving for now.
Y'all can do whatever you want. I'm not forcing you into anything. So where
and
we
then I'll
are
just
right
move
now,
south a bit because I'm on a horse, so I still have another 20 feet of movement. I just want to get out of the way.
Sure. Let me see the
That's it.
reach on this guy as you move out of the way here.
Oh, fuck. Right. Would I know that, or could I make any kind of an insight check? Because I wouldn't move if I see that it probably has reach.
Yeah, so this like scorpion thing, you can see the vines on it are very long.
All the way to here. Oh, shoot.
So mechanically speaking, I'm just going to tell you that this thing has a 20-foot reach.
Okay, then I'm going to stay within its reach and just move this way. And hope that that's enough to stay away from...
Yeah, because 20 feet is like all the way back here, so you can move back away from Ada for sure and still be in melee with it. So
yeah, okay. Then that far, I guess? Yeah.
That
hopefully
is still
that'll-
inside my bubble, I'll tell
She
you.
just told you to move back. So
Yeah,
you
but
move back as far as you think she's talking about, and that's kind of the best you get.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'll go because I don't want to take an attack from that thing. That's my
Yeah,
turn?
Yeah, we do.
totally reasonable. Totally reasonable. Okay, next up is... Where's that? Next up is the tiny guy. And the tiny guy would really... This little pumpkin would really like to try and grapple Ada, but Ada's already grappled. So instead, it's gonna claw its little way over here towards Camilla and
Oh, dang it.
try. It's just this is like a normal size pumpkin. It's just like torn open and rotting and like dragging its pumpkin corpse over to you with vines. But it's a normal size pumpkin. Which I guess you're a halfling is still.
Yeah, it's like half my height.
That is only going to be a 10 to hit though.
It doesn't hit. I'm on the horse.
Okay.
I'm like, nah.
So it tries to grab at you, and the horse is a horse. Horses, by the way, if you don't know anything about horses, y'all, horses can absolutely murder you and will not ever think anything 100%. Of it. So this horse is just like stomping around it, like nope. Doesn't seem to be doing any damage to it, but is definitely keeping it from like touching it. It's like an elephant mouse situation. So next up is going to be Storm. You see in front of you that there is a very badly falling apart pumpkin skeleton monster still holding your friend inside this moonbeam, and you also see that the other huge pumpkin monstrosity that has like a pitcher plant belly full of rotting something doesn't really seem like it's been hurt that much.
And there's the tiny one in front of me. Okay.
And a teeny one in front of you.
Okay, so I use my action to move my moonbane to like there.
Sure. So like right on it like this?
Nah, a little bit to the back if they're going to grab around or something. Then it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
This is a good roll. Please do not pass.
Okay, that was really weird. I've been rolling on D&D Beyond, and it landed on a 2, and then it stopped, and then it moved itself to an 18, and I think that's kind of unfair. So I'm going to take the 2 because it was like done, and then immediately for no reason it was like, oh, actually.
I think that's what happened to me earlier when I was like, that's a 1.
That,
oh, wait, it's not.
That must have been what happened.
Yeah.
So it was a 2. I feel like it would be cheating to not be. So that's like a 5. So I think it probably doesn't pass.
It doesn't pass, so it gets 21 radiant damage.
Ooh, fancy.
And then as my bonus action, I cast my spiritual weapon.
What does it look like?
It looks like a moon. Like one that just gets over the horizon when the sun is just down, so it's like orangey.
All right, I'll make you a little moon.
It's right behind me on here.
I think. Oh, I don't know, it's doing a dumb thing. I think I can. Nope, I gotta move it. Sometimes it lets you like change it so that other people can, but for some reason it will not let me have it. I don't know, who knows anyway. It's over there by you. You can point and click and tell me where you want it to be.
Here.
Sure. Go. Move. What is your problem?
Come on. You got this, roll 20.
So then...
Oh my gosh, roll 20. Would you get it together?
Meanwhile, I'll roll for attack.
Apparently.
Which is 16 to hit?
16 to hit the tiny one?
Yes.
That totally hits. Roll your damage.
Well, that was low. That's 7 hit points.
Nice.
I mean, they are small things. So tell me how you use literally the moon.
Oh, it
fill
just
this
bashes.
Pumpkin. It just.
It just bashes in it.
That is poetic, and I love it. Perfect. Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Beautiful. Ada, it is your turn. Your friends are not around you anymore as much as possible, and you are in the clutches of a rotting pumpkin monster and a little bit surrounded.
Am I grappled, is what you're saying?
Yes, you can break the grapple. Let me look it up real fast.
I think you can still cast in a grapple, though.
Oh, there is so many attacks of opportunity around me, it's not even funny.
You have... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Excuse me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you can make me a dex save to try and
Sure.
escape.
That's a really good one. It's a decent one for me. I have +5. How do you feel about 23?
I think a 23 is going to do it. So you manage to wiggle out of this thing's claws, and you are not grappled any longer, which is cool because that could have been a problem for you. So now you are free. You're still in the same area. You're still surrounded by these things.
So the question is, do I take 2 attacks of opportunity now in exchange for not taking any more damage later? I think it's not a bad idea.
An intelligence check.
No, I think it's not a bad idea. Okay, I mean, I can, if you want. I got a 2, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Even I mean, if it was Arcana, then a 2 is a 16 for me, but yeah, don't worry about that.
Yep. So, in the heat of the moment, you can't think straight. It happens.
I'm just flying upward 30 feet.
Nice.
Sure, absolutely. So, all 3 of them are going to take attacks of opportunity on you.
Oh, come on.
That is
let's start
less than I will take if I stay down. So
Probably.
We're just going to start with the tiny one.
tiny.
Oh, and the tiny one. Oh, bless! It rolled a 5. Okay.
No, don't worry about that.
And
Don't
then
even
we are
worry.
going to go to the that is a 10 for the scorpion monster.
So nope.
So not for that one. So yeah, you might get away from this. And then
Successful getaway.
that would be cool. Oh man, and then I rolled a 5. That's another 10. Yeah, you just get away with no damage. That's not fair.
Ah.
That's amazing.
We're gonna do fun things.
Now that I am in the air, and I won't incinerate, my friends with this. I'm going to use my once per long rest invoke the Fallen Sun feature, and explode in a ball of blue fire.
Amazing.
Everything in 30 feet, so everything on the ground directly below me, essentially. Let me look at exactly. I think it's a con save, but I want to be sure. You might say, Amelia, didn't you write these things? Yes, I did. Yeah.
Look,
Con
it's a lot
save.
to remember.
Con saves 18.
Okay.
18. Wow.
I do have 20 charisma.
The pitcher plant looking monstrosity, it rolled a 9.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The scorpion rolled a 19.
Uh-huh.
And the baby pumpkin, rolled a 10.
So, that's 16, 20, 30, 37, 39 for those who fail, and half of that for the one that didn't for the one that passed, fire damage.
Nice.
Fire damage. Okay.
Yeah, so 39 and 20. 39 for those who
This
failed,
guy-
20 for the one who passed.
That guy is absolutely just completely incinerated. He's
Yes.
past pumpkin pie and just charcoal. This guy did not pass. You said 35? 39?
39.
Sorry. 39.
Incredible.
So that one, okay. The pitcher plant one takes a good amount of damage and it still seems to be standing. It's like smoking and bits of it are like singed and you can see the smoke curling off of it is that same sort of like blue fire smoke that Ada sometimes has on her. The scorpion plant that had held you earlier is completely disintegrated. Like you hear sort of like a cackling, not cackling, like a crackling, popping sort of noise as if you were to have just thrown this wet straight into a fire and it's like hissing and popping as this completely demolishes it and it sort of falls apart and just onto the ground in front of you.
Yes! Burn!
And it did, and it continues to burn. I think it is definitely still smoking. Yeah. So that's is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. Action done, movement done.
A pretty good turn, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Literally the only one of these left is gonna go for Camilla.
Sure.
The little tiny pumpkin guys. That is gonna be a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. That's only 4 damage to you.
Okay.
You are rooted in place as this thing. It now that it's close to you, it's almost not even an attack. Like it curls its vines around your feet and your ankles, and you can see it like digs roots deep into the ground and like is just sort of holding you. Mm-hmm. And the damage that it's doing is almost more from like cutting off your circulation rather than anything else. Like it's pinning you in place by your feet. You can still use your arms and talk and everything. You just can't move right now. So that is going to be his turn. The other little pumpkin guy is DEA dead. The scorpion is dead. So next up is going to be the pitcher plant monstrosity. And let's see.
So I also realize I made a mistake.
The Constitution saving throw.
My poison spray last turn should have been 3d12 and I only did 1d12. It doesn't matter.
Oh, we'll do 2 more d12.
No, it would have. It's for the thing that's dead now. So
it's dead anyway.
So it might have been you that killed it then.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It was fun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you saying, Storm? Constitution saving
throw?
Okay, let's start there. The con save is a 14.
That's too low. No, I have to count. It's 19. It's 24 radiant damage.
24 radiant damage. Excellent. So this like direct moonlight straight on this thing, which looks really weird, by the way, because it gives it this like almost internal glow through the plants. Like if you've ever looked at sunlight through a leaf, you can see all the veins and everything. And this thing has like sloshing around in its belly is this like now lit up like a black light neon green acid inside it. And you can see like arms and fingers and bones and ears and stuff just sort of like sloshing around in various dissolved states on the inside of it. It's great. You should join them. It wants to give you a hug.
I think
speaking of
friends
which,
are offered and dissolved in this being.
So it would like to give you a hug right now. Mm-hmm. So let's see. It is by Ada. So Ada, this first attack is going to be a 21.
I am flying 30 feet up.
Oh, 30 feet. Oh, so it only this one only has a 10 feet reach. It cannot reach you.
Nice.
Wings.
So it does not do that. I think instead what it does is it is going to ta-da!
No!
It's gonna come over here and it's going to try and give Camilla a big hug with its gross tentacles.
Okay.
So that's a 21 to hit Camilla.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, stick with me here because there's a couple of these, is 12 damage.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad, y'all. Okay, yeah.
That second one is a 13 to hit.
Rolls. Yeah, my AC is 13 hits. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that is going to be 9 damage to you, and then there's one more. I'm just doing these all at once before I talk about the flavor because there's a lot of them. That's a 17 that hits.
Yeah.
And that is 8 more damage.
Okay. All right.
So as this thing sort of like claws its way to you, and you can see that the roots and stuff underneath it are like churning the earth up in the center of town as it like moves and rolls and claws towards you. And these huge like vine tentacles come out of it as it opens its big stinky mouth and is trying to like attack and claw and get at you to try and get you into its pitcher plant mouth. So it does all that damage to you, and I also need you to roll 2 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. First one is not good. Oh, weird. It did the thing again.
Just roll real dice. At
It's
least they
fine.
stop rolling when they stop rolling.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically I rolled a 17 and a 15. It really looked again like it stopped on a 1, and then it went again. So.
Well, you save on that one. So this thing gets up close to you and is like hissing in your face, and you, just like Ada did, smell the rot, the decay, that like acidic putrid stench of the like bile or whatever it is inside it. But you do manage to keep your composure together, and it doesn't affect you.
Plants can't get me.
And then the second, like plants are like totally your thing. The second Constitution saving throw?
It was a 17 and a 15.
17. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so as this thing is attacking you, it spews this acid out at you, and you, who, by the way, are still on a horse, manage to almost, like, you do that thing where you, like, kind of turn your whole saddle sideways till you're on the other side of the horse, using it almost like a shield, and so you do not take any damage, and I'm not gonna say anything about damage to animals because we don't need that, but you don't take any damage. So that is the end of this guy's turn, and he's looking like not great, but he's definitely still up as he's over here trying to engulf and envelop you. Next up, Camilla, it is your turn.
Okay, this, because I learned last time, this does more damage than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and cantrip. Again, I'm just going to try and save my shit. I feel like we need it, so I'm going to poison spray this thing below me, seeing that it worked last time really well on a similar creature. I know not the same creature, but, so I'll just need a con save from you. 16.
Sure. Literally rolled a 16 on the die, so that's a 19.
No! Okay, you still take half, though. Oh, wait, maybe you don't because it's a cantrip. Shit. No, you don't take anything. Oh, no. Okay, well, in that case, what were you
So it splashes, you're trying to maneuver around these vines and get away from the acid thing that it's spewing at you. So you try and take a shot and you miss, like you're trying to pull yourself back up from the other side of the horse. So you're not exactly like very carefully aiming, but you do see that as it sort of flies past this thing, it almost like grazes it a tiny bit, and you hear the off it as your shot kind of misses. So you get the idea that this would probably work if you could just hit the dang thing.
Yeah. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity and hope that it misses, even though 13 is really low, crossing my fingers, and just take my full 60 feet on this horse away, if I still can, because I just want to get the hell out of here, and I'm going to go sort of like, I'm going to take 2. I don't care about that little thing, though. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight up over there and hope for the best, just to get out of the way, for my movement.
That's going to be a 16.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead.
And that is 8 bludgeoning damage on that one, but then I also need you to make a con save.
No, okay. This is not going as I'd planned. That's fine. 8.
I think it's going great.
Damage and another con.
For you.
I'm just gonna roll physical dice because D&D Beyond is being weird. I've got a +2 to con. Ooh, it's not good. I only rolled an 8.
No, so you're going to take an extra... Okay, not bad. I rolled low. You're going to take an extra 7 acid damage.
I am not
from
doing
this
well,
thing.
y'all, but because of that, I'm going to go ahead and cast a pretty high-level healing spell. I think I got to do it. I'm really hoping that we're going to get some sort of a rest somewhere in here.
You're a 9-level
you'll get a
druid. You are literally
rest.
sitting on spell slots.
I'm not, though. I don't know. I feel
You're
like...
a 9-level druid.
But I already did a
Out.
scry. I already did a lot of things. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and just cast a 4th level healing word on myself. By as I ride over there, I dig into the grass and pick up some moss and hold it to my chest and say, you got this, you got this. And I'm going to go ahead and do 4th level. So that's 44 plus 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 3d4s and I have 4. Okay, good. So that's 7. Oh, that's pretty good. 12 plus 3. It's 15 points healed. I'm still not doing well, my friends, but it's okay. Okay, that's my turn.
It's better.
Yeah, it's better.
All right. Next up is Storm.
Okay, so I move my moonbeam to here.
Come on, let me move it. I have to do it this way like a peasant.
The spirit's weapon, the moonbeam. Spirit's
Ta-da!
weapon cannot move that far, even if I wish.
It can move like 60 feet, I thought.
20.
20 feet? Okay, well. Back to prison for you. Anyway, Moonbeam, over here.
I mean,
You're doing it.
The spirit's weapon will probably move like here, but yeah. Moonbeam first. Constitution saving throws.
Con saves. Let's do it. Let's do some con saves. I feel like there have been a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the moonbeam too.
Yeah, I require a lot of them.
The pitcher plant monstrosity pump. I'm sure there's a pun there somewhere. But the pumpkin pitcher plant thing rolled a 19.
Peachkin.
19
Yeah, and
is the con save. So yeah, I think that passes then.
And then the baby one rolls a 3.
That does not pass. So the big one gets I rolled 12, so it gets 6 damage, and the baby one gets 12 damage.
Oh, okay, excellent. So 6 damage for the big one, and then the baby one honestly just like explodes into glittery moonlight.
Hey.
Like you do. Would you like to do anything else?
Maybe get a little more distance, but I'm good. Yep.
Okay, sure. And then it is Ada's turn.
Eldritch Blast. When you are a warlock, you gotta do this sometimes.
You
It's just a
have to.
thing
You
that
have
happens.
to.
So, on my blasts, where is it? Yeah.
I think you get 2 or 3 at this point.
Yeah, I'm just like, so blasts are charisma based, so each of them is like +5. A 15, does a 15 hit?
You're aiming at. Yeah, there's the only thing left is the
Yeah.
big thing. Yes, it hits.
So all three of them hit, because I have a 15, a 14, and another 20. So, yeah. So I'll just roll you the
You have
damage.
a nat 20.
Yeah, one of them is
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so roll the 2 regular, and then for the nat 20, you do
It's-
automatic max damage and roll on top of it.
Okay. So, so the normal ones are a 13 and an 11.
Nice.
On the crit one, I rolled a 10, so that's a 30. It's 30 damage total.
All right. So, what does it look like when you kill this pitcher plant thing? Because
Yeah, I'm just going to like clap my hands together, and as I clasp them, 3 bolts of fire rain upon it, and it just disintegrated in a blue explosion.
Nice.
And I descend upon the flames, laughing.
Excellent. So you, as the flame subsides, you find yourself in the center of town, which I guess I can move you back there, now that we're not on just like a map. But you find yourself in the center of town, surrounded by the corpses of these pumpkin monstrosity things. You can hear sort of in the distance on the other side of town, there's a lot of hubbub and commotion as people are trying to find out what on earth just happened over here. And your friends are still missing as the night ticks away.
But we're seeing the stairs in the fountain, right?
Yeah.
Or where
yes,
the
but it does look
was.
like there's some. It looks like there's some hole of some sort in the fountain where the statue was standing, and that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Okay. No, I don't get to show the curse. Well, next time.
Next time.
Can I ask real quick? Is it worth? I benefit a lot from a short rest, so I'd love to take a short rest before we descend.
A short rest is a full hour, and I don't know if I feel like
Right.
Look, I'm a warlock. I benefit of a short rest more than anyone else, and I still think it's not in our best
You don't think
interest
it's worth it?
to
Okay.
find the others.
Great.
That's a problem for later.
Yep.
I think you should definitely like take a long rest and like
Everyone
go get your
dies.
nails done and just like relax and
Sure.
everything's fine.
Drink some more beer,
Personally-
eat some more pumpkin pie.
Totally. So next time when we come back, hopefully we will have our whole cast of players. But we'll see. I haven't yet decided if people are dead or not. We'll find out.
Oh my god.
You get
what
to
I want.
decide that?
You do what you
Wow,
want.
okay.
So, why don't we go ahead and I'll start, I guess, go around and tell people what we have going on here. Once again, my name is Jenna. You can find me at Jenna Figures on all my socials. I'm Cubist Octopus on Discord and on here on Twitch. I DM an awful lot for Ladies of D&D. You can find me tomorrow on Nerdlandia G channel, where I'm going to be playing a very bubbly bubblegum pink tiefling, and we're literally fighting a dragon. I'm sure it's going to be great. And then I will be in our charity stream we're hosting for benefiting Save the Next Girl on Friday, which is a 501c3 dedicated to ending human trafficking and getting resources for people who have been who have gone through that situation. So pretty important charity. So if you would join us on Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, which is pretty late for right now, we're going to be playing Kids on Bikes, and I'm going to be playing a very quintessential 90s punk goth girl. So that will be very fun. And then I might be back the Friday after that on Norse Foundry's channel to reprise my role as Courtney Blackwell in Bloodlines and Black Magic. So that's me. Elena, do you have anything going on you want to plug?
No, currently not really. It's just the same. You can find me as Pink Flash online, and I'm still kind of on a hiatus when it comes to cosplay stuff, but
Very
it's
fair
okay.
with COVID. Stella?
Hi, I'm Saint Stella. You can find me as Saint Stella everywhere on the internet, or Stella Saint, depending. If you're in Toronto, I'm doing an IRL D&D show on Halloween at the Painted Lady. Find me for tickets and to come check out my D&D every Wednesday night. Yeah.
And Amelia?
Hi. I'm Amelia. You get me on Twitter as _anemone art, or just on everything Witch and Craft, because Witch and Craft Games is my company. We just started working on 12th book 2. Hope you liked book 1, because giving you more demons. And if you're in Rome, I'm surprised. Cool. Hello, sup. All right.
Yeah, that's it. So Otherwise, you can join us here and potentially the rest of the cast. Same bat time, same bat channel next Saturday, 1 p.m. CST, where we wrap this up for our big spooky conclusion of my big spooky game. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.